So this is an old riding mower that my grandmother bought back in like 1995 or 96, something like that. This thing's been cutting grass for 30 years, but here in the last couple of years we've started to have some issues with it, as you would imagine. It's got a relatively new battery on it, new plugs. I think we replaced a starter relay at one point, but it's gotten to where it won't start again. So I asked my dad about it because he's worked on this thing a few times, and he said he thinks it's probably the ignition coil. So I went on to the Briggs & Stratton website, looked up the part number. It was 55 bucks to get a factory ignition coil. So then I went on to Amazon and got a $15 version of an ignition coil. I don't know how good this thing is going to be or how long it's going to last, but for 15 bucks, that's definitely worth giving it a try, right? So I'm going to put this thing on here and try to get it all hooked up and see if it'll work, you know. So got the battery disconnected there for safety. Got to go find some tools. Got a few tools out here already, but looks like the ground wire is going to hook up perfectly. See the little spade terminal there? That's what I've already got on my wire, so that'll hook up really nice. And here you can see I've got the screws in, but they're not tight yet. So I'm going to have to find a card or something to put in there to space this thing correctly. It did not come with one. So you can see the plug wires there. They don't have the boots on them either. They don't come with boots. I mean, you can't expect a whole lot for 15 bucks, right? So I'll swap the boots off of the old one and put onto here. All right, so a little bit of WD-40, and these old boots slid right off the old cables and right onto the new ones as slick as a whistle. Obviously, coming off your ignition coil, you're going to have one that's a little longer because it goes to the other side over there if you got a V-twin motor like this. Not a V-twin, but you know what I'm saying. You got two cylinders going on here, so you got to take the longer one over there. Anyway, so at this point, I've got everything hooked up and I'm ready to set the spacing on this thing. This one didn't come with a card, so I found this tag that came on a tree that I bought at Lowe's, and I'm just going to slide this in here. This should work perfect, and then I will spin my magnet around. Might have to put the camera down, but get the magnet lined up here. There we go. I think that's pretty good right there. I think I got the magnet lined up just right. So now I'll go ahead and loosen these back up. There went that one, there went that one. All right, it seems pretty snug to me. Let's crank her down. Okay, so to recap here, boy, that one doesn't want to give it up. It might be a little too tight. I better make sure I can still spin that. Oh yeah, okay. So this is tightened up and spaced. Got the ground hooked up. Got the plugs hooked up over there. So now I can hook the battery back up and give this a whirl and pray that it'll start. All right, well, it's the moment of truth before I put engine cover and all that stuff back on there. Let me see if this thing will start. And of course the seat is wet. Have you ever walked out to a tractor or a riding mower in your life that the seat wasn't wet? I don't think I have. So I'll just stand right here and try to do this. All right, she's in neutral. I'm gonna choke it. Here we go. No luck. No fire or something here. Look at there. Look at there. Oh, she's wanting to go. She is wanting to go. Let's try it again. Granted, it's an old mower, so you gotta give it a little bit of slack. Well, she may be out of gas, but it starts and it runs. Sweet. There's another project done. I'm going to check the oil in this thing, check the gas, maybe fill it up, and run it for a little bit. You notice that it smoked pretty bad right there. This thing hasn't been running for several months, maybe a year. So I'm sure it's got some old gas in it, and who knows what else is going on here. But I'll go ahead and check a few more things, but oh, and then I got to put the engine cover and all that stuff back on. But that's pretty cool that we got it running. So rock and roll. This is the kind of stuff that you guys can do at home. So, all right, that's all I got for now. I'm going to finish this thing up. Baddest mower that's ever turned a wheel, let me tell you. She's going to mow some more grass this summer. I can feel it. She's going to cut grass like it owes her money. All right, guys, talk to you later. So what else is going on around the property right now? Well, all kinds of things. Got another tree here that's dead, as you can see. And I think that's probably an ash tree. We had a pest called the emerald ash borer. They came through here several years ago and wiped out all of the ash trees. Now here's the problem with this. You can see that my enclosed camper trailer's not down there right now, but normally I park my camper trailer down there. So one of these days the wind is going to blow that tree over and it's going to wipe out my camper trailer. So I would really love to proactively take that tree down. However, you can see how tall it is, and the neighbor's fence is over there. This one is my fence. That one over there is the neighbor's fence. So I do not want to try and drop the tree that way because it would probably wipe out his fence. I can't drop it this way because it'll wipe out my fence, and there's my sewage lagoon down there. So I don't want it to fall into that because I don't want to have to get in there and work on cutting it up. And I can't drop it out the backside because there's all kinds of other mature trees right behind it. So if it goes that direction, it's almost definitely going to get tangled up in those other trees. And that's when you really got some dangerous problems. So I don't really know what I'm going to do. Obviously, the ideal thing to do would be to rent a boom or an aerial lift and go up there and start cutting the top out of it and work your way down. You know, the way that pros do it. Problem with that is it's very expensive to rent that kind of equipment. And it's pretty hilly down here. The camera doesn't really do it justice, but this is pretty steep terrain back here. So you still have to be really careful. I don't know, but I got to figure out some way to get that tree down. So that might be a very soon to be upcoming project. If you got any ideas, drop them below. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Somebody's over there shooting guns anyway. Time to go to the house. Later.